Canada needs more Green MPs, working together across party lines, and from Vancouver Island, defending our coastline. And I am so honored to introduce to you a fabulous group of Vancouver Island candidates for the Green Party of Canada.
As a journalist for 30 years with CBC, I have had a front row seat on the events and issues in Canada. But in the last decade, I have seen the very values which define us as Canadians being challenged. Our democracy is being dismantled, our scientists are being muzzled, and we are living in a climate of fear. So I left my job so I could fight more actively for the future of our country.
For the past 2.5 years, I have fought the ratification of the Canada-China FIPA on behalf of Huipachishit First Nation and all people of Canada. I am enthusiastic to continue fighting for your rights, for the rights of future generations, to a healthy democracy and a healthy environment.
My dad was a commercial fisherman. I was a commercial fisherman. I fished out of every major port on Vancouver Island and in fact the whole coast of BC. I have a fundamental understanding of the relationship between a healthy environment, healthy seafood industry, and healthy local economies.
As an entrepreneur, a First Nations leader, and a community advocate, I recognize the importance of strong working relationships that are built on trust, mutual respect, and reciprocity. My work in community development and education has shown me that when we work together for our common interests and common good, we are stronger.
I grew up on Vancouver Island, and I've seen how things have changed here. We used to use our local resources to create good-paying jobs. Now, we're shipping off raw logs, closing mills, and too many young people have to leave the island to support their families.
In my 25 years as a successful business person and photographer, I've seen the world through many lenses, and the big picture needs to include integrated sustainable transportation and renewable energy solutions to ensure where we live remains beautiful and economically viable.
Each of these terrific candidates has a unique set of skills and talents and background, but what unites all of us is a fierce love of this place and a willingness to step up and serve our communities.
You are what make us strong, and we are going to make such a difference. We are going to change the face of Parliament.
My life's work has prepared me for this role as the Green Party's Status of Women critic, especially thinking about the missing and murdered Aboriginal women across this country. It reminds me even more that as Canadians, we must all pull together and work towards equality and justice for everyone. I'm ready to work for you.
Let's stop debating what's possible. Let's get on with doing what's necessary. Thank you.
As the Green Party transportation critic, I will advocate for green, clean infrastructure to ensure that where we live remains not only beautiful, but one of Canada's most bikeable, busable, drivable, and walkable cities.
We need to bring back wild salmon stocks to the levels I remember as a child. We need sustainable fisheries to support local, community-based economies on Vancouver Island. As the Green Party critic for Fisheries and Oceans, I'll work to restore funding for critical scientific research.
We will represent Vancouver Island to Ottawa and not the other way around.
Unfair trade agreements have forced Canada into a rip-and-ship economy. As the international trade critic for the Green Party, I will work tirelessly to put the rights of Canadians ahead of foreign corporations.
This is my community, and I am standing up to defend it.
We are at a critical juncture in Canada's history. People want to see our country moving in a positive direction. They want a strong representative to bring their voice to Ottawa.
When you vote for something you believe in, you can't go wrong.
As the critic for heritage and culture, I will defend our national public broadcaster. I am running for a return to a House of Commons where every MP first represents the people who elected them. I want to work in a Parliament where all MPs work together, cooperatively, for the common good of the people of Canada.
Because when we stand together, anything is possible.
We now have Green representation in the legislatures of Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick and British Columbia, and we will be electing Greens from coast to coast to coast in this election.
Now you can see why I'm so excited about heading back to Parliament after the next election with this group of skilled, knowledgeable, and hard-working Green MPs, joining Green MPs from across Canada. Together, we'll hit the ground running, roll up our sleeves, and get to work. We believe in a Canada that works.
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 A Canada that works!